Hi, this is Michael Sansolo, and welcome to another episode of Shopping with Michael. We're all doing a lot more online shopping these days, whether it's for groceries or fully prepared meals from restaurants. It's incredibly convenient, and we're very grateful to those workers who are filling the orders. But there are things we need to learn about online shopping so that we make our shopping trips as easy and as efficient as possible. We'll be right back with an expert who's going to give us some tips on how to do exactly that.
Squirrels know how to save. They have to. But people, they're a different story. Some try coupons or check apps for the lowest price. Some wait for the word SALE. Many people, however, know that the lowest prices without coupons or special sales come when they regularly buy store brands. Food, beverages, household, health and beauty. Your supermarket, drug chain, or mass merchandiser has store brands with comparable ingredients, taste, and performance to more expensive national brands. A family of 4 can save $1,500 a year, and you can squirrel that away for other things you need to buy. Store brands, the real way to save.
Welcome back. Kim Kircher is a registered dietitian and an expert on how to properly handle foods that we have in our house. As Kim says, nutrition and food safety are completely interconnected. For us to eat healthy, we have to handle our food products correctly. Kim, thanks for being with us today, and let's jump right in on this. What are some of the options we have when we're shopping online? And do you have any thoughts about the many different programs out there, some of which are provided by third-party partners to supermarkets, and some provided by the supermarket companies themselves?
Hi, Michael. Thanks for having me back. I think it's great that there's delivery services for both stores and restaurants, whether it's on their own or through a third-party app like a Grubhub or a DoorDash or Instacart. It's making things a whole lot easier for many households, and mine is actually included in that.
Thanks, Kim. What are some key tips on how to select an online grocery service? And then once we do, what are some of the kinds of things that we should do while the trip is taking place so that we make sure it goes as smoothly as possible? Obviously, a big issue is at times there's something in our order that the store might be out of, and they need to make a substitution or some sort of alteration of our order. How do we best work with these online shoppers so that we actually get the products we're looking for or as close as possible to what we're seeking?
There are so many great options, and because of that, that's one thing that you want to do ahead of time is see what's available in your area. There's a lot of stores that maybe you're not shopping in person, maybe it's just not quite as convenient to get to, or you never thought to go there, but online they've got a great assortment, their prices are great, their delivery windows are great, so it's really nice to give yourself a chance to kind of go ahead of time online and see what's available to you. And it is something that you want to consider that sometimes you might not get quite exactly the delivery window that you want. So having a plan ahead of time, knowing what you're almost out of or that you know that you need coming up, keeping those things on a running list is a really good idea. That's also important because many of these services have a minimum delivery, and if you're just shy of that, if you've got that handy list of things that you know you always use, it's super handy because all of a sudden you can say, oh, that item's on sale, or oh, that'll help me meet that minimum delivery, and it's something that you know you're going to use. Another thing that's wonderful is to plan, and you know that I love to talk about planning ahead of time. Go through your pantry, go through your fridge, see what you've got, see what you need, and make yourself a list ahead of time. It's a wonderful habit to get into. You can check out your recipes and really think through maximizing that grocery opportunity. Even though you are in the comfort of your own home when you're online, it still makes it much more efficient for you. And speaking of that, when you do make that online order, you've got your delivery window, you will be notified when that shopping starts. If you can make yourself available to kind of shop along virtually, first of all, it's kind of fun to watch the progress. And secondly, you actually have real-time conversations, if you will, virtually, so you can say, yes, I love that substitution, or no, thank you, or yes, that brand would be fine. And you can have that conversation in real time. So that's really helpful for both you and the shopper. And some of those decisions you can make ahead of time, but it's still really nice to just make sure that when that shopping starts, you're kind of keeping an eye on things. But it's a super fun way to get that shopping done and know what's coming. You can anticipate when that's happening. And then when you are done with your shopping, your shopper is done, you can actually follow through and watch when that delivery window is going to happen. And you can actually even leave them little notes to say, please leave at the garage door or leave at the front door. So it's a very convenient system. And if you allow yourself that time ahead of time to really think through how you want that to go, it's going to be a fantastic experience, I think, for you.
Great, Kim. Now, how do we deal best with the products, whether we're picking them up ourselves at the store or they're being delivered to us? What sorts of steps should we take to make sure that we're handling our products as best as possible?
Preparation, once again, is one of my favorite things to talk about because it's key, as is food safety. The best way to prepare yourself for health and well-being is to make sure, from a food perspective, that your food is properly stored, that you're washing your hands before, during, and after cooking. And when you get a delivery or a pickup, if it's a delivery, wash your hands before it comes, prepare the area that you're going to have those groceries delivered, put your groceries away, follow any washing protocols that you need to. And if it's fruits and vegetables, you might want to use a scrub brush. There's running water. Follow all of those normal things that you typically do, and then wash your hands again when you're done with that process. If it's a pickup, you want to make sure that you're prepared. You go when you need to. Make sure that the person's behind your car. You figure out ahead of time, are you opening the door or are they? We're maintaining all of the protocols that we need to for that process. And we want to store foods at proper temperature. So if you do go for a pickup, make sure you get that food put away in an efficient amount of time. And if you are actually having it delivered, it will be delivered to you properly. And then it's your job to make sure that you get that food properly stored. Usually within a 2-hour window, sometimes a little bit less depending on the temperature outside. But these are the kinds of things that you want to keep in mind.
Thanks, Kim. That's a lot of good information and really useful stuff that we can bring into our own homes and our own kitchens. Now, let's be honest, lots of times we're not cooking at home. We're not ordering from a supermarket. We're calling a restaurant to have a meal completely prepared and brought to us. And when you do that, you want to follow a lot of the same guidance that Kim just gave us. If you're going to call up to have a meal delivered from a restaurant, obviously you start by checking with that restaurant to see, do they offer delivery or do they have curbside pickup? What a lot of restaurants are doing at the moment is they partner with a third-party provider. It could be Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash. There's a whole raft of them. And those folks will actually take the order from the restaurant to your home. Keep in mind, some of those companies may require you to set up an account with them, but that's really no big deal. You can go right out and do it. But even if you're ordering through one of those processes, take a look at the restaurant's website or social media pages and see what they recommend in terms of food safety and safe food handling. Because we want to be sure that everything we're bringing into our homes is as safe as it can possibly be. Once you get the food, whether it was delivered or whether you picked it up, you want to follow a lot of the same guidance that Kim just gave you. You might want to take delivered prepared food and place it somewhere outside your house so that the packaging stays maybe in your garage or just maybe right outside your front door, and you move the food itself to a plate that obviously it's your plate, you understand how it's been cleaned. What we do a lot in my house is we will take restaurant food and we'll instantly put it in the microwave oven to reheat it. First of all, it makes it taste better, but it can also be a good food safety step. Depending on the kind of food it is, sometimes you need to put it in the oven. Much better for pizza, let me tell you that. But those ways you are bringing food safety practices with prepared food that you have brought into your home. Regular convenient access to food is obviously essential to us and our families. We hope we've shown you today some easy new ways to shop online, whether from supermarkets or from restaurants, so that you can get interesting meals and products into your home as easily as possible. Thanks again for watching Shopping with Michael, and we'll see you next month.